Hi there, it is Donna-Maree, Basic Me, and it really has been a lot longer than I intended on doing this podcast from my last one. And I'm doing it a little bit differently. Well, not really, if you're just listening, it's as usual, but I'm also recording a video as well, and I'm doing it on YouTube just because it seems to be the way things are going. I don't know that you really need to see me because I'm not like, originally I was like, oh, I'll do some fancy background and I'll do all of this and make myself look really good and do my hair, which clearly I haven't. And then I was like, no, your whole thing is basic me, Donna-Maree. Anyway, so this episode, I was kind of inspired by a few weeks ago. I went out with a friend of mine. I caught up with a friend of mine and I knew it was going to be a power catch up. She was moving away for a few months and we wanted to catch up, but as usual, time gets in the way, and we knew we had an hour, I think it was an hour to an hour and a half. I had just finished work. She had just finished work. We met at a pub that is at my work. So it was like, go, 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 go. We were both in our uniforms, and it was great. It was a fantastic catch up. I always walk away lighter when I've caught up with this person. She's just gorgeous. And the thing about her is that she doesn't really use social media. So like I said, it was a power catch up, but we talked and talked and talked completely for the whole time. Even when we went to the bar to get our drink, we were like, blah, 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 blah. Not once did social media come up, and not once did our phones come out of our bags. And it was so refreshing, and it was really interesting. I thought there was this man just next to us reading a paper, I think. And as we got up to get our drinks, he turned and he said, you know what? It is so good to see people so happy, because we were so happy to catch up. And it was just like energy levels were up, and it was so good. And I think I've mentioned it so many times on my podcast, sort of my love-hate with social media. And I realize it's just so easy to get sucked in to so many things. I was listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean on the radio the other day, and Nat was talking about social media. And because now the law has come in, or is coming in, about how kids aren't allowed to open an account unless they're 14, I think, with permission, or 16 off their own bat. And she was saying, well, let's face it, all that social media is now is advertising. And it's so true. And I'm going to skip back and forward now, because what I decided to do about a week and a half ago, well, originally I was like, I am just going to give social media a complete break. I'm not even going to go near it. I told a couple of my friends, look, if you're messaging me, shock horror, you can message me on my phone, on a text or an SMS, or even on Messenger, but I won't be there to check my Instagram messages, my TikTok messages, and so on. So that was my intention. I thought, I'm not going to, and I moved all three. We're talking, for me, it's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And TikTok is the biggest vortex of my time. It sucks my time. It's where 2 minutes it feels like 2 minutes and it's been 3 hours. And I'm not exaggerating. And what I did then was move all of those off my home screen, so that they were no longer just easily accessible for me. And for, I think it was 2 days, I really didn't bother. I didn't even think about it. And then a couple of things came up where I'm really bad at people's birthdays, and I've got my family's birthdays in my calendar, but anyone other than that, I don't. And I knew it was one of my friend's birthdays, so I had to go on to check that. It was a special birthday, so I ended up doing a story on Instagram just to say happy birthday, because it's not your birthday unless it's on the gram. And then after that, there was something significant that happened to another person I know, so I then had to go on there, because I don't have any other way of contacting them to wish them well. And that was the 2 times I really had to go on and actually interact with social media over that period of time. And then I noticed there was a couple of other times where friends had messaged me and said, Donna, I sent you this, you haven't seen it yet, but I really want you to have a look at it. So I then ended up checking once a day my messages, and there were messages there, so I would reply on there, but I didn't scroll. I didn't go on TikTok at all, Instagram and Facebook, and I didn't scroll through any of the stories or reels or anything like that. So I kind of feel like I still stuck to my guns. And what happened was there was a level of freedom, I guess, that I felt a bit freer and a bit lighter. And that sounds so ridiculous at my age, that social media can actually have an effect on me. But I've always been someone, I guess, I'm so many juxtapositions of different things, because I'm an introvert, but then I can be a little bit extroverted. I'm someone who is either easily influenced or stubborn as hell and not influenced at all. There's sort of no in between, no grey areas for me with anything really. And that can be not so good. It can be quite detrimental, especially if you're someone that can be easily influenced like me. And what was happening is I was getting up in the morning, or not even getting up in the morning. I was lying in bed, grabbing my phone, scrolling. And immediately it's like you're suddenly going, there's all these people, they're doing their makeup. Should I be doing my makeup like that? Oh my gosh, no. Should I put my foundation on like that? My concealer like that? Oh, should I be contouring? No, this says it's makeup for younger people. Should I be doing it for older people? No, this is saying it's for older people. This person's saying, no, that person's wrong. Then diet. Diet is a big one for me, because I start to go, hold on a second. They're saying you track your macros. This person's saying you should be fasting. This person's saying cut out the carbs. This is saying don't worry about stuff like that. Go into a calorie deficit. You should be doing 10,000 steps a day. You should be doing 12,000 steps a day. You don't even have to worry about doing exercise. No, you shouldn't actually be doing that. You should be doing just weights. At your age, weights is what counts. You should be worrying about your cortisol levels. And to do that, you need to buy this product and that product. And oh my gosh, my head started to spin. And it really does start to go, oh gosh, if you're bigger, you should be dressing this way. You should be dressing that way. You should be getting for this, and this. These are the trends at the moment. I've never even cared about trends. I've always had my own style with things. But suddenly I'm going, oh my gosh, should I be dressing like that? Am I supposed to be dressing like this? Should I be doing my makeup like that? How am I supposed to be eating? And really, it wasn't healthy. So, like I said, it's really difficult to explain for someone at my age, because most of the people I know, I have a real mixture of people who use social media, some people who use social media for their businesses, and it's absolutely crucial. Like I've got nephews who their whole business is social media. And then, then it comes into having broadcast channels. Oh my gosh, I hate broadcast channels, because it gives me no choice but to have to open something that I might not need to open because it's already on a person's reels, stories, etc., etc. It's just a repeat of whatever they're sharing. I can understand broadcast channels for musicians if they're going, okay, if you want to see my new single, go to my channel, because I'm not going to be putting it on here. Or if you want to see how I made this cake, I'm putting it on my channel, because I'm not going to put it on my stories or on my reels or on my posts or on my grid or on my whatever. But that little red circle actually gives me a little bit of anxiety, and I always have to get rid of the red circle of messages. So then I have to open people's broadcast channels. So yeah, bar a couple, I deleted most of them. So all of this stuff started to really grate on me. And I guess we're all busy, and we all have work, and we all have, most of us have families or anything like that. I've got my dog, I share a dog, as you know. Every second week I have my dog. He doesn't really give me much input into my life. He doesn't really give me much advice, believe it or not. He just is very selfish and only wants to be thought of about himself, me thinking about him. So living alone, I don't really have people to nut things out with, like just to chit chat about that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of like, what do I do? So I did my little social media detox, and it was only a week and a half, because slowly I realized I was going on there a lot more than I thought I should, and have a lot more than I planned on. And then there's social event invitations that you've missed, and I had to keep going to check, am I supposed to be going out this weekend? Was it next weekend? I can't remember, because my brain is always scattered these days. But I kind of am now at a point where I know I can go on social media. I'm not moving them back onto my home screen. I don't need that kind of accessibility, because what I found was I was getting up earlier. I had time in the morning. I could go for a walk. You know, Oscar, take him for a walk and then go for another walk. I could do a little workout. I could actually prepare breakfast and, you know, prepare lunch as well, and just enjoy a peaceful mind. I started doing surveys, because you can do surveys for cash, already up to $30. Thank you very much. I haven't done any for the last few days, but I also have managed to now start to sink my teeth into my marriage celebrant course as well, because I've only got a couple of months left and it has to be done. Otherwise that money goes down the toilet. I did close my business recently, just because I was finding it a little bit overwhelming, doing too many things, and I was stressing myself out. And then there's that whole thing of wondering, oh my gosh, have people seen it? Are they liking it? I've actually had a few sales after I closed my business of people that said, Donna, I really wanted to buy some stuff before you closed. But anyway, then, you know, same with my podcast. I kind of did some swapping around. As you know, I think I said before, I swapped from one where I record it to a different one, because I thought, oh, well, that's what everyone's doing. Again, influenced. It was a mistake, but anyway, I've done it now. And, you know, I'm always going to post, because I do want to promote my podcast, but I'm not trying to get famous or anything. I'm just, from the start, I said that this is something I wanted to do for me. It's kind of like a diary, and if anyone relates, I love that, because I do want to relate to people, and I do like talking to people. And, you know, this is a sort of a little, you know, I'm a creative person. I might not be great at art and stuff, but I'm very artistic, and it's my sort of way of releasing any tension, any anxiety is the creativity. So I also know that I'm good at just talking. I don't know how this is with the just talking straight to the camera, but yeah, so I kind of lost where I was going with that. And my problem is, if something starts to play on my mind, or if something starts to be a chore, I'm turned off and I stop. And that is something I don't want to do with this, and with a couple of other things going on. I don't want things to be a chore where I start to dread it. I've been there before. I don't need that. So I'm kind of going to try and do more podcasts as I feel like it. I already recorded one a few weeks ago, and then I didn't end up doing it because I was exactly this. I was like, oh, I've got to get a good photo of myself for social media, and that means I've got to do my hair and makeup, and then I've got to take a photo, and it's me. I'm only one that's going to take my own photo. I can't ask anyone else to do it, and it's right in my head, just swirling around. So I didn't do that podcast. I didn't actually end up posting it or anything like that. So that's where I am. I've done my little detox. It felt good. I've definitely got some learnings out of it, and I also know that I don't want to go back to it sucking the time and energy out of my day and out of me. I'm happy to go on it maximum twice a day, and if I miss things, then I miss things. It's, you know, I think I started my Instagram page. Well, I know I started my Instagram page back in 2011, and back then Facebook and Instagram was purely for sharing, you know, sharing what's going on in your life, as far as, hey, I went to the beach today, and, you know, you look back and you cringe at some of your Facebook status updates. I mean, who does a Facebook status update these days? But, you'd be like, oh, at home drinking wine, so happy. So I don't want to go back to that. But definitely there is so much advertising, and obviously it has to be that way, and that was always the intention. But I want to, I'm more so about authenticness and being authentic and just being real to me and being true to me, and really trying not to get influenced by other people, by social media, just being basic me, I guess. So anyway, it was a quick one. What am I at? 15 minutes. Oh, not that quick. Gosh, I must have ranted and raved. So hopefully you have found this interesting. You might relate to some of it. Anyway, we'll see. And who knows what I'll be doing next. Well, like I said, I think I do have a few ideas. I might do another video one. Who knows? Because I can just do it for me, and it's just about me now. I'm just about looking after myself, not putting too much pressure on myself with social media. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. Feel free. Remember, well, you're already listening to it either on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, or maybe you're looking on YouTube. Yeah, tell me what you think. If I should maybe do some more, or, I would love input. It doesn't mean I don't want input, but I am going to stay very true to myself and to the way I see things. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. Once again, this is Basic Me, Donna-Maree, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.